So you want to get your pan really hot, okay? Because the worst thing that you can do to a piece of chicken is to put it into a lukewarm pan with a bunch of oil floating around and keep moving it around, because nothing good is ever going to happen to it. It's going to get kind of, spongy looking, and if you just get the pan really hot, you put your seasoned chicken into the pan and you leave it alone for a few minutes, you'll get that really beautiful golden, sort of almost a crust on it when you sear the juices in. So that's what we're going to do. And we've got salt and pepper. Always season everything with salt and pepper. And some olive oil. And we just give it 1 or 2 turns around the pans because you want there to be enough oil in the pan that it's not going to burn. Sean, are you going to treat us to some more
Yeah, I think so. I think we should hear poem number 2 here.
Sounds good.
Pine nuts and pomegranates, San Pellegrino and crushed apple and lime. It's not much, but it's good. And in simple pleasures of exhaustion and repose, she rests with the rhythms of a plain heartbeat. All comfort and lace behind a cobalt glass of warm spring water. She whispers the Spanish of Neruda's love poems. Nestled in her speech, she sips and sings a flowing hair of nets and waves and long sultry nights that rise with wonder in comfort and lace. She sits and smiles and opens her palm to the hand that is mine, the one that always reaches, the one that's always hers.
It's lovely. So this guy can write and he can cook. That's a good combination. So, put these in here. This is going to be loud, so I wanted to wait till Sean was done reading. Okay. I'm going to do 2 because you don't want to put too much in the pan at once because they'll end up steaming, and then that kind of ruins the effect. So put it one side down first, season it with some salt and pepper on both sides. And then what we're going to do with this is after the first side has finished cooking, we're going to flip it over and we're going to lay thin slices of fresh papaya over the top of it and put the cover on. So as the second side of the chicken cooks, all of the juices from the papaya as it warms up start kind of coming out and flowing over the chicken and really making a nice flavor. And then at the end, if you want to at home, another thing you can do is after you take the chicken out and all of the chicken drippings and the papaya juice are in the pan, you can throw a little chicken stock in the pan and kind of scrape it all up and get all of those beautiful juices together, and maybe throw a little tiny bit of butter in, and you've got a really nice quick pan sauce that dresses it up. So we'll let that go then for a minute. We'll get our papaya out. Is everybody familiar with the flavor of fresh papaya? Yeah? Okay, we've got a little. Sean, you want to pass out a little, let everybody take a little piece of papaya if they like to? We'll do that.
Okay, I think that's good.
One of the things that I think is the nicest about this cookbook is that he really goes into detail about a lot of kind of basic cooking techniques and some basic flavor profiles that I think you don't always get when you deal with any sort of an ethnic or fusion cookbook. A lot of times it gets kind of glossed over, and you've got the recipe, and that's all you've got. And he really goes into a lot of detail and takes a lot of care in making this a cookbook that is going to allow the home cook to broaden their repertoire by incorporating all different flavors and different techniques into any dishes. And like I said before, as with any cookbook, the most important thing is to not get yourself totally tied in to thinking, this is the recipe, this is the menu, this is how it's laid out. You never have to do that. If you can find a way, like I did with this menu we're having today, to take things from different areas and from different menus that have flavors that complement each other, you can make a cohesive menu without sticking to the chapters in the book. So I'll show you this here. See what happens if you leave that alone? You have a really nice color on the chicken. We'll leave that alone. And I will put the papaya on it. And then we're going to put on the cover and put it off to the side while we do something else.